What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing episode 2. This is the second video I've ever made like this of Bookish Inspired Cooking. So I am going to be reading this book today. It's called The Dinner Guest by Kiersten Modglin. And I am going to see what food is talked about in this book, and I am going to make it to eat. So I've heard from someone else that there are a few different types of foods in this one, but I don't know what they are. So while I'm reading through, I'll be like taking notes and figuring out like what I'm actually going to recreate from this book. And then we're going to make it together here on this video. We're gonna try it, we're gonna see how it is. My first episode of this Bookish Inspired Cooking, I actually read Gordon Ramsay's memoir and I made beef Wellington for the first time in my life. So if you want to see that video, I'll link it up above so you can go check that out. It was so fun and I was so proud of myself. I do have a culinary degree. That's what I went to school for. There are so many things that I haven't made, like beef Wellington was not something I had ever made before, but I was just it was just amazing. It was fun. So I'm excited to see what we're going to be making from this one. This is actually a thriller. It says 6 friends, a lifetime of secrets, one terrifying game. When a group of friends receives unexpected invitations to a dinner party, they see it as a chance to finally meet the bizarre and reclusive new neighbor whose home is enshrouded in layers of security. As the drinks are poured and dinner is served, the group begins to realize things are not what they seem. What starts out as an innocent night of fun soon becomes a seemingly calculated game filled with cryptic messages and chilling revelations. So I'm excited to see like what are they serving for dinner, because I guess I'm making that for my own dinner tonight. Okay, so far we've had talk of coffee and something about like a casserole to go take to their neighbors, because so far what I've read, I'm only on page 10, but this lady has lived in this house for like 20 years. She has 3 kids, one's in college, one's like 16. And there are these neighbors that moved in like across the street from them, but the neighbors have like tons of cameras everywhere. There's all of these like security guards and stuff. And so they had mentioned like, oh yeah, we should go take like a casserole to our neighbors or whatever, but they didn't say what kind of casserole. But now they're talking about buttery garlic bread and spaghetti, but that just seems kind of like normal, but that could be a contender. I mean, I've definitely made spaghetti before, and I could make like homemade garlic bread, you know, but we're gonna keep reading and see what else we find. Okay, I'm now on page 66, and these mysterious neighbors invited the other neighbors over for a dinner party. So they just got to this dinner party and they're all drinking wine, which sounds so delicious. But she said for dinner, I've made honey roast duck with a balsamic mushroom spinach salad, but I've got plenty of other options that I can whip up in no time, which I don't even think, because I live in a small town, I don't even think there is duck around here. I did make it in culinary school before, but also spinach salad. I like my spinach cooked. I don't really like raw spinach. Like if I'm eating salads, I eat like romaine or iceberg. That's not really a meal I want to make. They did talk about brownies earlier, so that is a contender, but I'm just going to keep reading and seeing what other foods, because I really want to make something. I want to make something that's like, you know, that I'm going to like, but also kind of something that's like a challenge. For dessert, they're having chocolate cake. That would be really yummy to make. I haven't made a cake in a while. So far, nothing like creepy has actually happened yet. I'm on page 77 and they're just like finishing up with their like small talk and dinner and stuff. Okay, I actually finished The Dinner Guest already. It was a very short book. I think it was right at, yeah, 252 pages. I am going to rate this 2 stars though, because I don't think I really love those like popcorn thrillers, and the only book that I've liked of Kiersten Modglin so far has been The Arrangement, which I felt, even though it was fast-paced, it kind of gave you more, should I say, like in-depth I don't know. This would be a really good book. Like if you like those really quick popcorn thrillers and you don't really need something to be shocked by, this would be a good book to read in October because it felt very haunted house escape room-esque. Once they go to their neighbor's house, they're all trying to leave, and it ends up being this like escape room type of game where they have to talk about like their secrets that they've been having in order to get out of this house. I pretty much saw everything coming though. I think because I read a lot of thrillers, it was just very predictable to me, but we are going to make this into a better day by making one of the recipes in here. So I think I told you pretty much all of the recipes or all of the like food items that were in this book, and I'm actually gonna go with making a chocolate cake because that is what they were served for dessert after their dinner, and I figured why not. And I actually was looking up like fall chocolate cake recipes, and I found this recipe for a chocolate pumpkin cake. Have this focus. It looks very, very gorgeous. I don't think I'm gonna put the pumpkin seeds on top because Alvin is not a huge fan of like nuts and seeds in his desserts. Okay, so it looks like it's a pumpkin cake, not a chocolate cake, but it has chocolate icing. So I think that that should be okay. So we're gonna be making a pumpkin cake, which I do have all the ingredients I need to go ahead and bake the cake part, and then I will have to go to the store to get everything I need for making the buttercream because I don't have enough powdered sugar, and there's also a chocolate ganache, and I think I want to make that too for the top. I think that sounds really, really great. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start baking this cake so that way we can go to the store. I'm also gonna try and embrace pretending that I'm at this dinner party. I have a cosmic cranberry kombucha, and I'm going to put it in a wine glass. So, because they were drinking a lot of wine in the book, and I can't have wine, but I also have pomegranate juice actually, but I'm really like wanting something bubbly. I might be able to put a splash of pomegranate in here to like really replicate it, but oh my gosh. I haven't had kombucha in a while and it is so good. Okay, I preheated the oven to 350, and I actually make, like I made my wedding cake and I make my siblings' wedding cakes and their cupcakes and stuff. So I do have like these lying around. So I have 3 of the 6-inch cake pans, which it actually calls for 3. So I'm going to butter these and dust them with some flour so that way it doesn't stick. Okay, we're going to start out with 1 cup of canola or vegetable oil. We're gonna do 2 cups of pumpkin, which is actually probably the rest of this. We're gonna do 3 eggs. 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. All right, let's stir this up. Looks good. 2 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, which I think that's like, that's pretty much all I have left. Hold on. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Stir this up. Smells like fall. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This is gonna be so good with chocolate icing and like a ganache. I'm now going to pour into all 3 of these. And I'm gonna tap. Just helps get any air bubbles out. All right, I'm waiting for the oven to still preheat, but this is what they look like before going in. They're such a beautiful color. They probably won't look this color once they're baked, but they look so pretty right now. Wow. My house smells so good right now. These turned out so great. I'm gonna let them cool just for a little bit and then take them out, and then we're gonna go to the store. Hello, okay, I just got back from the store. I'd actually taken my camera with, but Walmart was so busy and I had to get like a bunch of other stuff. I literally just finished putting it away. So I didn't get to actually film at Walmart, but I did get like the powdered sugar I needed. And then I got these caramel bits. They're supposed to be easy melting, so I didn't know if I should melt a little bit of this to put on top of the cake, like with the ganache. I also got these. They look like pumpkin spice, but they're not. They're almond butter Lindt. So I've never had these. Let's go ahead and try them right now. I love Lindt in general. I've never had their almond butter ones before. They're really delicious. I mean, you can't go wrong, but if I wouldn't know these were almond butter, it is a very faint, salty taste. I probably wouldn't have been able to guess what they were, but they are delicious. I'm not sure if I want to put some of these. I also have like a coffee chocolate bar that's like white chocolate and milk chocolate that I could grate over top. So any of those are all options. I am going to make the icing right now and the ganache, so that way we can put the cake together. Okay, we're gonna do 2 cups of butter, so that's gonna be 4 sticks. Okay, we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. I just got the Hershey one. The salt, and it looks like we're supposed to melt some chocolate chips to go in it too. So I'm gonna add the powdered sugar, and while this is mixing, I'm gonna melt a few chocolate chips to go in here. Okay, I melted some chocolate chips with some milk, and we're gonna put that in here. So that way it can all get mixed together. This looks really good. Look how delicious that looks. So good. Okay, so I have this little stand. It's actually my coffee stand, but I use it for cakes sometimes. So I have my cakes here, and we have our icing, and I think that she cut all of these in half. So we should do that too. Wow, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna put, I'm not gonna like do any piping or get out any of my bags because I just feel like that's a lot of work old-fashioned way. So we're gonna put this down. And we're gonna put icing on here. This is gonna be a huge cake. Biggest cake ever. This is why people freeze their cakes before they icing them, so that way it's not like jiggly. some melted chocolate here. We're going to see if this works. Dripping it. Ooh. That does work. That is cool. So I have this chocolate bar that I could, you just use like a vegetable peeler and you can make chocolate curls on it. Okay, here is a close-up of the cake. Not bad for my first drip I've ever done, and not bad for not pulling out all my cake tools. The top would be nicer if I actually had like something bigger to stack on top, but I think that's fine. I didn't really want to mess with the other stuff because this is already going to be a lot of dessert for me and Alvin. So I think I'm going to wait for him to get home and then we'll cut into it. All right, close up of the slice here. Like all my layers.
Wow. What's her name? Christina Tosi.
The dessert lady on MasterChef,
She'll
yeah.
be very proud of this. Look at that.
Yeah, they're pretty even.
Equal proportion of icing to cake.
It looks very moist.
Man.
It's good? Okay. Time to try a bite. Mmm. Wow, that's very good. It is super, super, I don't know what other word to use other than moist. That is very, very good. I really like the dark chocolate ganache on the top. That is a good cake. I'll leave the recipe down below. It technically is dairy free, but I used like regular butter, regular chocolate chips and stuff like that. So my version is not dairy free, but that would be a great birthday cake for anybody that's in the fall, or if you were like going somewhere and you needed to bring something. All right, so today is the next day. We actually gave a slice of the cake to our neighbors. I mean, look how good this looks. This is such a good cake recipe. Like I said before, I'll leave it down below. And it was a dairy-free recipe, but I used all dairy in mine. So I used real butter, real milk, stuff like that. I didn't use dairy-free chocolate chips. I used regular Hershey's Special Dark, I think. And it just turned out so good. Like, I'm just saying, it is not dry at all. It is so, I feel like there's not another word to use, but it is so moist. And it was not that hard to make. This was the first time I ever did the drip, and I mean, that turned out so good. This would be such a cute like Halloween cake too. If you were like having a birthday party or even just like a Halloween party in general, you could always put like cool Halloween candies on top. I definitely highly recommend this. I feel like that was the highlight of this video, was how good that cake was, because they even said like in the book like how good that chocolate cake was, and I feel like I could definitely have served this and people would have been raving about it. And then I could have turned off all my lights and locked them in my house, and it would have been just like the books. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And don't forget to leave me a comment if there is a book that you know has food in it that you want me to do one of these bookish inspired cooking videos. I know I want to do Crying in H Mart. I think someone said The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. And I think also, is it called Arsenic and Adobo? Those are 3 that I have on my radar, but I'm always looking for more. So leave a comment so that way I can add it to my list. And I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye everyone.